understand. I won't hold your hand. If it helps you now, then I won't stop it. Go and save yourself. Take it out of me. Go and save yourself. Take it out of me. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a problem. I won't preach to you, but here's a caution. You better understand. I won't hold your hand, but if it hurts you now, then I won't stop there. Now save yourself. Wow, it's really grown since I've been here last. Oh, big ass roots covered up by these leaves. Ugh. I'm getting too old for this kind of shit. Whew. We should be coming up to a fork here in the trail soon. I know it's up ahead. I know it's up ahead. I just don't remember how far. Sit. This has got to be it. And if not, I'm just gonna figure out how to get out of these woods on my own. I already know most of this like the back of my hand. I haven't been in here all summer or winter. Oh, wow, look at this. Ah, focus, you fuck. Big old Joro spider right there. Apparently invasive, but they're really good for the environment. So, I don't know. I guess the word invasive just means that they're not from here. I would think that the definition would need to be a little less loose. I am in the North Georgia woods right now, Roblox. Found an abandoned, I found this when I was a kid. This is an abandoned church. What would you call this? Here, let me get back here so I can possibly get it all in view for you. This is an abandoned church, like kind of camp stage getaway. It was never active in my lifetime that I'm aware of, but it's completely dilapidated now, as you can see. But yeah, it's never been active as far as I'm aware. But that doesn't mean that it's not dangerous, or it's actually more dangerous now. Wish I had been told that kind of stuff when I was a kid. Now I'm 31 and I'm still doing the same stupid stuff because I think I can get away with it. care of that. Cool. And then, well, this was a lot easier to see in the summer. Gotta be careful. So these boards are real far down in there, and the ivy has covered them up now. Oh, hello. Hello. He's just sort of in the open. What's going on, Cinnamon Roll? I don't even see what he's attached to on one side, but yeah, there's a... come on, focus. Well, shit. I don't think I'm gonna get it to focus on him. But this used to be a church kind of getaway. They used to come here. Oh, wow. Ugh. Apparently someone's still coming here and, you know, I mean, you can ask me something. The answer is going to be what the question is. What's going on, Spaceball? Let's I'll walk up this little hill and we'll see it from the backside. Yeah, this had to have sucked to make because it's not actually easy to haul all this wood back here, and these are like 4x6s that are, you know, in the ground. They're more like railroad. Honestly, they really are. They look like railroad pegs. I hate litter and I like trees. Well, this is all litter. Well, it depends what you consider litter. I would consider this sort of like historical. And I wouldn't want it to go away, but I guess I could see how you would consider it litter as well. Yeah, there's what it used to look like. There's maybe a handful of benches right there's a couple of the benches that are still here. I'm sure teenagers have come through here and just decimated it. I know I would have. Can't really blame them. Here is what used to be in the ground. I don't even know. I guess it rotted away because I don't see where it... Dang. Still heavy. Still very heavy, yeah. But these are like railroad tied. I'm not an autist about railroads, so I'm not sure the technology or the terminology, but they look like the kind of wood you would have used in railroads, which would make sense. There's a railroad like right over this hill. We'll probably walk over it. It used to be down there, way down at the bottom, there used to be a stack of old railroad stuff that nature has just taken away. Get samples and stones. I mean, I might actually. This wouldn't be a... This is a... I guess, what would you call this at this point? It's private land, but they use it as dirt bike trails now. I think me and maybe a handful of other people are the only ones that know about it. So while the trail is... Yeah, there's another one right there. While the trail is regularly disturbed, as you can see, you know, they make ramps and stuff. It's the funny thing is it's still well taken care of. Why am I the only person that's talking, or Spaceball? Well, because Spaceball's the only one that is brave enough to open his mouth with such low viewership and subscribers that I have, probably. To be fair, I do this for me and everybody else involved. Here are the railroad tracks. Make sure there's nothing coming. Just walk right over these. Now here's where I want to figure out how to get down to. I've been trying to figure this out my whole life. How do I get down here? Because I want to. So the question is, which way would be the better way of going? That way. Well, I'll go this way real quick because I see a stack of railroad ties and see a piece of a railroad right there. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Bob. I'm not the best at coming up with conversation. Really, I'm hoping the view takes care of most of it for me, but yeah, if you can see right there, there's a stack of them. They just kind of tossed them down the hill. There's more. It's not going to pull up. So in this tree right here and this tree right here, there is a stack of these. They just kind of did that number and tossed them down the hill. So yeah, there's more over there. There's 2 big black beams. I know that jumping from water on the sky makes water feel like stone and it will kill you. Yes, absolutely. I learned that when I was in Boy Scouts as a teenager. Oh, here's another one. So I don't do a lot of water sports, pause, because, I didn't grow up with gills. It's the same reason I don't do skydiving. I don't have wings. If you want to do that kind of thing, do that kind of thing. I'm not evolved for it. But when I was in Scouts, we used to go to the lake and jet ski and motorboat, everything. We'd do tubing, which was about as far as I went. But I had a buddy of mine who was the Scout's nephew, or the Scoutmaster's nephew. It's a predicament to be that. He actually knew sort of how to jet ski. He seemed like real confident. Yeah, here's the pieces of wood I was talking about. But he seemed real confident. He knew how to jet ski. So we were all down for him to jet ski. Well, we went over this wave. I don't really remember whether we went over a wave or turned too sharp, whatever it was. He flew out at whatever speed we were going, hit the water, told me it felt like concrete, and dislocated his shoulder. Could have been way worse. Let's see. Could have been way worse, though. I mean, could have broken an arm or something like that. Here's some more. Like I said, they just tossed this shit down here. But it could have been way worse. He could have broken something. He luckily just dislocated an arm. Railroad spike. I'll keep that. But he luckily just disconnected. I think it was a shoulder blade. But yeah. If that's the worst case scenario, I'll take it. Scouts is an interesting thing. You do a lot of stupid shit in Scouts that you never really thought you would do. Then you get around a bunch of boys around your age with barely any adult supervision, and suddenly you burn down a campground. Okay, I think this is as good as it's going to get for me to be able to get down here. Also, there's stuff over here I want to see. What is this? Some sort of brake? Some wheel sensors, at the very least, because it says so. LB booster. That's interesting. Yeah, you're not wrong. It would be pretty bad if I jumped down there. Luckily, I think I just found a spot that looking either which way, now it's hard for y'all to see, but looking either which way, there's not many spots that I would be able to get down here through. So I think I'm going to take my options as they come, and I'll use this, because I've always wanted to come on this side of the track, so there's no way of getting over here easily. I'll use this piece of wood to slow my descent. This is going to be fun to come back up. Woo! Woo! Made it. Almost fell there. It's real steep. Yeah, see, this is like perfectly good cable still. But, I mean, I don't get paid. Yeah, I'm in Georgia. The only primates that are here are the crackheads that live in the woods, and if they want to come get me, it's going to be a fight. But I'm not so close to Atlanta that there aren't a bunch of them, but I'm not so far that they don't exist, if you know what I mean. There's definitely crackheads. This is all asphalt buckets, I believe. Oh, cool. I think I could get up through there way easier. But yeah, these are like all asphalt buckets, or I don't even know. They got to be asphalt buckets of some sort, because they're all over the place. They got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 16 at a quick glance. There's more, because there's some buried under those leaves over there. I don't know, quick glance, 20 to 30 of these buckets are just all over the place. All right, now we've gotten to the point where there is no trail. This is all just me remembering what I did when I was a teenager. Half a tree. And, I mean, I'm 31. It's been a long minute since I was a teenager. The other way to get through here is to come from the road, but it's one of those four-way stops that cars are always passing, and you start walking down through there, and you'll start getting weird looks and whatnot. Oh, I wish they pulled up better on my phone, but they don't. These Joro spiders are everywhere. Apparently, they don't really hurt you. There's sort of a localized pain and swelling, which, if you know anything about Georgia's native spiders, a localized pain and swelling might be the best you could ask for from some of them, like a brown recluse. You definitely don't want to deal with the brown recluse. Those things are pretty bad. Ooh, almost walked right into this one. See what I'm saying? They're everywhere. I leave them be. I'm in their home. It's sort of like when I used to go exploring abandoned houses. There's 2 rules: leave only footsteps, take only pictures. I'm not going to disturb any of the natural wildlife, especially since this is this is their home. This is not my home. This is just my sort of playground, I suppose you would say, from when I was a teenager. Oh wow, this is washed away a lot. It's been about 20, maybe less than 15 years. Oh, I made it. So, we used to play in this creek when it was a lot bigger. Some walnut shells or casings, whatever, all over. Look where the walnut tree is. Right there, walnut tree. So not here. Yeah, not on this side, annoyingly. But on this side, if you look, you can see some of Georgia's red clay. It's so famous for. You can actually take this, process it, and make it into pottery pretty much at a campsite. I've done it before. It's not the strongest at a campsite. You need to really clean it a bit more before you make it into pottery, but it'll do. And also, I might consider finding fish. I will be amazed. Yeah, I mean, back in the day when I was a teenager, I don't remember fish, but I remember plenty of minnows, frogs, all that. What is this? Whatever it is, it's in there. It's some sort of pipe. It's clogged. What the hell? I probably shouldn't have stepped on the pipe. Could have ended badly, but I didn't think about it. There's another one of those pipes. That one's broken, though, just sticking out. Concrete bags, for some reason. Old concrete bags. This is actually pretty much the way I remember it from when I was a kid, just sort of having to walk in and out of the embankment. Oh, let's get up here before it collapses. Cool. All right, now this is not a so right here, I don't know if you can see it in video, this is not a natural path that any human would have been walking. And by the steps here, which aren't going to show up well on camera, but there's 2 there, and possibly a 3rd one. I'm going to guess this is a deer because they're too high up. You see there, they went through here. They didn't disturb a lot of the grass like a canine would, like a fox. Well, they're not canines, but you know what I mean, like a 4-legged other animal would. Another Joro spider. These fuckers just don't show up on camera very good. But yeah, I'm gonna guess a deer ran through here if I had to take an educated guess. This would be where I'd want to be if I was a deer. However, another Joro spider. I am close to a creek. There is a lot of underbrush. So it's not really the right time of year. It's not something I'm super concerned with. But this is the time of year. Let me just grab this and start whacking. So this is the time of year where if you find a water moccasin, he's trying to rest. You know what I mean? Ah, motherfucker. Holy, look at this big boy. That's a big spider. But if you run into a water moccasin at this point, another one, the best you could hope for is not being too far from a hospital, from what I'm told. And now I'm in water moccasin territory because I'm all through here. They're all through here. But so water moccasins are something to be on the lookout for here. However, it's cold in Georgia right now at this point in time, so they're not the fastest. They're looking for heat. God damn, these spiders are everywhere, and they make such beautiful webs, and this was a gorgeous web, but they're just so small. But water moccasins are probably nothing big to worry about right now, but as the day heats up, how did this get cleared? Who came through here and cleared this crap? But as the day heats up, sorry, I keep getting distracted, they're going to come out more. So it's something to be on the lookout for. They're not rattlers, so they're not going to warn you in the same vein that a rattler would. You'll hear a rattler way before you come up on it. But with water moccasins, you don't really hear them. They just kind of, you got to be on the lookout for the markings. If you've never seen a water moccasin, look one up, check out their markings, because they're good to know when you're in Georgia. There's not many snakes you need to be aware of in Georgia, actually, especially not this time of year. But a water moccasin, top of the list where I'm at. Other than that, maybe some brown recluses, but I don't have the biggest fear of spiders here, because I mean, this definitely isn't an area for black widows, and brown recluses are only going to be in certain parts of the woods. They're not going to be in the deep section as much. They'll be populated more towards the outsides. Simply because that if you watch how spiders catch their prey, they want to. Here's a great example. There's a spider web right here. It's open on every front side. So basically, anything trying to fly through, bug-wise, will hit the net. So even when they're deep in the woods, they're predictable for the most part. You'll have the ones, this is a big opening here. You'll have the ones that'll string themselves up between the openings. They're really easy to spot right now in the morning sun. They glisten. You can see them immediately. So, and the only things I've seen are Joro spiders, which is crazy because we're in 2015, and as far as I'm aware, Joro spiders weren't introduced to Georgia until 2014, or whatever, however you would conjugate that. And they have exploded in population. See, there's one right there. They're just, exploding in population of how many there are, which, I guess if I was going to pick a spider to explode in population, I'd want it to be one that's, not too worrisome, because I go through the woods with my kids, and these spiders are real docile, honestly. There's tons of them. There's one right up in there. They're docile as all hell. You can damn near handle them. God, they make really strong webs, though. Like, you can feel it on your face when you walk into one. But they're good animals. You can see I'm actually following a trail here that some other animal has laid out for me. You can tell it's an animal because the way the brush is, it's not human. Whew, almost walked right into that one. And that's a, holy crap, that's a big boy. Look at that. That is the biggest. Oh, it's missing 2 legs on one side. Yeah, that's a freaking monster. All right, well, rebuild your web. Y'all are really good at that. They're a type of orb weaving spider, like Charlotte's Web. I, until recently, thought they were the same spider, because it's not like I'm doing a lot of research into spiders in my off time. It wasn't until I had a friend of mine basically tell me, no, these are orb weavers, but they're a different kind of orb weaver. They've got different markings, and they're not from America. But they're good. Birds eat them. They don't live for forever. Nothing does, but they make about 500 babies or some crap like that every. It's good for the environment for around here. But anyways, I wanted to show you the woods here. Oh, there's a deer, look. Way back there. You see it moving? It sees me. It's a buck. See? It was a 4-legged something. Let me try to get behind this pillar. I'm gonna get behind this pillar in case it decides to be a big boy. So they don't have the best eyesight. They see things on a parallel plane. So, let's see, can you zoom in on this? You can. There he is, right there. So, I'm only about 200 feet from it, or so. It notices me for sure, but it can't see me that good because I blend in. But it's hearing me for sure because it's got its head cocked, it's sniffing the air, it's trying to see where I'm at. But can I zoom in any more on you, buddy? Nah, it's got a clock of how much to zoom. But yeah, there he is. Now, just because it's not, a wolf doesn't mean I shouldn't be scared. It's doing its own thing now. But those things can gore you. Typically, it's only when you're when they're injured. There is something called deer rotting sickness, just wasting disease. That can severely affect their moods. That one clearly wasn't. They get weird when they have it, but they're not something that you should just be like, oh, it's just a deer. No, the fucking stupid white people with their dumb shit thinking that they're all Snow White is bullshit. Anyways, what I was saying is if you look around here at the foliage, this is all natural foliage for the most part. I mean, there's some kudzu over there because you can't get away from it. But this is all native southern Georgia natural foliage. And if you'll see, it's not densely packed like a lot of the invasive stuff we bring in. Because the way Georgia's foliage works, and I've been here my whole life except for a couple years in Virginia, but the way Georgia's foliage works is it gives underbrush for the rabbits, the chipmunks, the squirrels, the rats, the mice, everything. It gives them underbrush to run through, as well as overbrush for the bigger animals that are around here. And that's important because if you don't have the underbrush, oh wow, that one's big. But if you don't have the underbrush, snakes, rabbits, all of that have difficulty hiding. And it can't get away from the prey as much. If you can't get away from the prey as much, you're not going to put as much population in. It's a slow ecological disaster when you overtake wildlife of an area with non-invasive wildlife. It's the wrong time of year, but this whole field in the summer, field, whatever you would call this, is covered with purple flowers, orange flowers, some yellows. It's really pretty. There's some violets as well. And it's important to be aware of your local ecology and whatnot that you live in, because you shouldn't be afraid of it, for one, but two, it was here before you, and you shouldn't just be taking over your land around you that doesn't belong to you simply because you don't like. I feel like people are way too willing to lean towards their likes and dislikes and not willing enough to look at the world around them as it is without their input. It's important. This one's eating something. Nope, not anymore. Alright. So, still beside the creek. It's right there. I've just never gone down this way. Only been the other way. That's why I turned around earlier. Sorry, Zoro. Y'all are sort of all over the place. And y'all make webs quick enough that I don't mind knocking them down a little bit. I'm not knocking them all the way down, just taking off some sides. May have actually gone this far before when I was younger. That looks familiar, but embankments tend to look familiar over time, you know what I mean? Y'all can ask anything, talk about anything. I'm just ranting because I know that the dead air isn't good, but also I feel like people have become far too uncomfortable with silence or with not having silence. See, this is all bamboo. You see what I'm saying? This is non-invasive, or this is non-regional bamboo all through here that is coming here, right here, all the way over there. Now, it's weird because if this whole area was covered with this bamboo, it would be bad. This little patch of bamboo is actually good because what will happen is, say there's a fox, right, running through here after a rabbit. The fox can get all through here, no problem. But there, slows it down. It's like stepping in the mud. It can't get through there as quickly as the rabbit can bounce through. But the underfoliage that Georgia has naturally is even better because not only can the rabbit get through the underfoliage very easily, but also, there's some wheat. Wow, that's cool. But also, the underfoliage, unlike this, gives it a natural camouflage pretty quickly. Kind of disappears into the underfoliage. Yeah, it's the sort of story of Burr Rabbit and the tar baby. Looks cool. I remember the first time I went hunting in my friend's new property. It was thick brush like that. And we did it and killed a few hogs. Hog hunting it can be a lot of fun. It can also be just a treacherous slush through the mud. I've gone hog hunting a couple of times. My favorite way of doing it is on an ATV. Once you enter their territory, it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, hog hunting is a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. We used to do it when I was younger. A buddy of mine did it out of a helicopter, like Ted Nugent one time, and said it was the most fun he'd ever had. Sounds like crazy. But anyways, what's going on, thick boy? Good to see you here. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I really don't want to walk all the way back that way. Water moccasin, you might bite me, but I will cut your fucking head off. God damn, they make some thick. This fucking spider, these things are everywhere, and they make, I mean, you could damn near use their, probably not even damn near, you could use their web as freaking thread for silk or something. It's, oh, that was good. It's thick, man. Yeah, today's my day off. I've been trying to do lives and shorts and all that, thick boy, but I got kids, got a full-time job. It's just hard to find time some days. You know, this week alone, my stepdaughter's dad decided he couldn't take her to school, and then that same day, you know, I show up late to work, having to take her to school, and then that same day, it's a parent-teacher conference, so I can only be there at work for a couple hours. It's just, you know, life gets in the way. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just letting you all know why I haven't been on as much recently. Let's see. It's gonna be a lot harder to do with one hand. Harder to do, but not impossible. We make things happen. All right. Crossed over that without putting y'all in my pocket, because I know how much that it would make my phone freak out trying to go portrait mode or whatever. So all of this is sketchy as shit to me, because this is all about a foot tall, 6 inches to a foot tall. It's where it's got no, I mean, it's got some treeage above it, foliage above it, giving you some overshade, but not enough that during certain times of the day, it's not beaming down sunlight. Those areas are more likely to have snakes, especially since over here isn't far off from over here. And if I were a snake, I would want to make my home not far off from the water, not far off from where I sunbathe, you know what I mean? So, gotta be careful through here. It's not like I'm gonna be able to throw a knife and catch a snake, you know what I mean? Warming up too. I shouldn't have worn my jean jacket. I just wrap. Sorry, my the best. However, walking on these rocks is fucking worse than sand. This sand stabilizes. This shit's not stabilizing when you walk on it. It rolls a few inches, and when you shift your weight again, it rolls again. Let's get down here. Oh, there's another metal. I swear they don't care about these. Here comes the train. Here comes the train. Sorry about the connection down here. It's real bad. But I was hoping if I walked down here long enough, the train would eventually come. I think it's coming down the other side of the here, so yeah, it is. For all of you train spotters, here's a train. It's a long train. Here's the end. That's cool. You know what? As cool as it was to find all of these, there's 5 of them. I'll leave them by the stop sign because they're starting to pull my pants down. Not gonna lie. All of them right there. What is this? This is interesting. Crazy thing is, you'd think there'd be like cameras or something. I don't know. They have signs on these stations for like street signs. That's cool. Guess we all learned something new. Oh wow. There's that. Kind of want that. I'm gonna take that actually. I will toss aside these railroad spikes and I will trade you for some sort of railroad screw. Damn, I found I think 8 railroad spikes now. There's 3 in my hand, 5 over here. That's a lot. I feel. I mean, could be wrong. Here's another. This one's cool, but I don't want it. I want this one. That's cool. Inch bore. Slide that in my back pocket. That way if I fall, it can stab me in the ass. Alright, I wanted to see this little spot over here where you know, if there was a train spotter anywhere that wanted to come sit at a place, just watch a train every 30 minutes to an hour, this would be the place to back in. Also, apparently the place for someone to steal bikes and drop them off. That's a motorcycle or a moped. About back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different bicycle frames here. Interesting. Oh wow, I want to go over there. Wish I had a fucking plasma cutter with me. I wouldn't get through it. I would need a rod to get through that. Oh, let's not fall down there. I'll show you in a second. I want to get over these railroads. It's not weird. Oddly creepy. Yeah. They definitely use gouging rods on this. I wish I had a gouging rod and a oh man, they're all sitting on top of it. I can't get it out. That would be amazing to turn into a freaking anvil, but they're all on top of it. Plus it's probably all the way down here, you know, a couple 100 pounds just freaking iron. Poop. Oof, let's not fall, Devin. Let's not be so concerned about the spiders you don't care about that you fall. It's like where it comes from. Oh man, there's another one. You know, if there was one big enough for me to pick up, or small enough for me to pick up and carry off, fucking would. But the only one that's even near that size is over there. It's still probably a couple 100 pounds, to be honest with you. Oh wow, that's just a small little opening. I expected more, I guess. It's a motorcycle gas tank over there. Just random shit back here. Yeah, that's annoying. Oh well, beggars and choosers. It's not like I can bring a gouging rod and set up back here to cut them apart anyway. Let's see. Right, I know if I go over this way and up this hill, eventually I'll hit the track. How's a fox? That was cool. At least I think I will. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll just have to keep walking this way until I make it to the road. Once I make it to the road, I know to turn left. Hello. Probably wasn't my smartest idea, but I don't want to keep walking on all those fucking rocks, man. This is fine now. Sorry, I have spider webs on me. Huh. So that goes that way. So I actually want to go this way, I think. Sucks at some point. Kids will forget completely how to even navigate the woods like this, I feel like. I mean, I suppose not as long as there's people like me having those kids and teaching them to hunt, scavenge, look for trails. His mom will teach him how to do mushrooms. I don't fucking do mushrooms. Mushrooms are for people that don't know how to hunt. I say that as a joke. Someone's gonna scroll past, hear me say mushrooms are for people that don't know how to hunt. Think I'm being serious. They're just because I'm not a good enough hunter, to be honest with you. Take them. Hold on. God. Trying to not put the phone down anywhere because there's nowhere for me to put it down, so y'all have to be either facing up or facing down. But sun's up now. Hot as all hell out here, even with all the shade of the woods. Get off me, Vine. Alright. I am officially on a trail. Is it the trail I want to be on? Fuck if I know. But being on a trail is better than walking through the woods without any idea. Because eventually you'll walk on to a point where it intersects something you know, or the other option is it was made by somebody who knows more than you. Okay, so it goes that way, and it goes that way. We'll go this way, because that way, not only does it go back to the railroad tracks, also looks like it's not as defined of a trail, which means it's less walked, a less walked trail while more adventurous. A less walked trail also means potentially more falls and trip falls and whatnot. I'm not really interested. I realize no one's here, but I'm still going to tell the story. I I do know where I'm at. So it was actually around here. I went for a walk with my daughter and son through here one time, and my daughter listened to me when I told her not to get in the water. This must have been in spring, so it wasn't quite hot yet. But they wanted to stand in the creek. No problem by me. Go stand in the creek. So I told my daughter and my son being 5 or 4, maybe 3 at the time, yeah, it would have been 3 at the time, and my stepdaughter being, 9 at the time, I told them not to, get in the creek, not to sit in the creek. But I told them not to sit in the creek. Only put your feet in there, take your shoes and socks off, kind of thing. It's actually right here. I'll show it to you. So they listened to me for a few moments, just moments. That's how it goes. So my son and my stepdaughter encouraged him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So there's usually a creek running through here, and down there it's like this opening where you can kind of play around in the little waterfall and whatnot. So my son decided to sit in it. Well, sitting in it caused him to get soaked. I didn't bring a change of clothes for him. I wasn't expecting them to get in the creek. So I had to get him undressed down to his underwear and walk back through the woods with him and carry him part of the way, all that crap. And he was just bitching the whole time. So we had to use it as a learning lesson that his sister doesn't know everything that's good for him. Neither do I. But I'm going to try my best. She's not. At least not all the time. You got to prank your siblings, I understand. I have 4 sisters. Yeah, we're back on a trail I know about. It's been nice. Needed this. I don't ever get to go through the woods like this as much anymore. There's the path. I know it goes down here somewhere and curls back around. I also know this is the path because my son likes to call this the snake field, or what do you call it? I forget. It's something about like falling snakes or something like that. Not because they're actually snakes. There are vines, real thick vines that'll grow down through that area. They'll grow through the whole woods, but it's like they emanate from that area. There's a couple right here, but there's only a couple. There's a bunch in the summer. There's 2. But my son, being a boy, likes to think of everything in the most brutal way as he can. So, not even as opposed, he calls them, it's like snake field or snake something. He tries to freak his sister out by saying they're snakes. But also, if you cut one down for him, he'll use it as a whip. Found out. Or just beat shit with it. That's really his thing. He loves breaking stuff, being a little boy. This is what my kids call the rock graveyard. There's just tons of big old rocks over here. All over the place. You gotta watch your steps on some of them. I've been going through here long enough though that if you just stay to the right, most of them are stable. The ones on the left aren't. This is a good walk. It's a really good idea for me. This is where my kids love to come and sit, right in this little rocky area. It's pleasant, it's peaceful. I'm glad I got my kids to sort of enjoy, be able to sit down and take in nature and enjoy it without having to have their phone out. I say that ironically as I'm talking to an empty box with no one on the other side. But sometimes you got to endeavor to persevere to overcome. Somewhere around here is this like spike that my son has been trying to get me to dig out. And we did for a little while. I did a lot of digging on it. However, that thing is deep down in there. I haven't been able to get it out yet. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is bring a strap wrench here, one of the Gorilla ones, one with enough oomph to make it count, and just yank. Yeah, here it is. Wow. As I'm talking about it. So, my son wants this. My son wants this really badly. And I kind of do too. So, I think I'm going to yank it out of here one day with a ratchet strap. Just ratchet it to that big old tree right there. I wish there was a freaking limb that overtook it. I could throw it over there and ratchet straight up. But beggars and choosers. It's not the worst thing I've done. I've definitely had to do harder than that. One time I was 16. I was doing work on a truck and had to pull the transmission without any lifts. I just had to jack up the front basically and start pulling bolts, and it was a nightmare. Eventually I was so done with it because I pulled the transmission, the torque converter decided to stay. It wasn't bolted up or anything. It just decided to slip out and pour transmission fluid all over me. I got so pissed off I sort of yanked the transmission out onto the ground and then had to maneuver it out, which was a nightmare to say the least, but it was a hilarious freaking nightmare. It was one of those moments where I sat there with the transmission sort of half on me, half off me, thinking, if I just pulled this all the way on me, let out all the air in my lungs, it would probably crush me and I wouldn't have to finish this job. I finished it. I'm still here, obviously. It either would have gotten done or passed on to someone else, and I wanted the money. Oh. Railroad tracks again. I really wish one of those tracks had been cut like 12 inches. It still would have been like 80 pounds, but I'd have hauled 80 pounds on my shoulders out of here if it was a railroad tie or a railroad track. Someone has hacked that really poorly. It's like some sort of like paper tree almost. These things sucks because if you get these things early, they got such cool twists and stuff in their bark or in their wood lignins, and you can straighten them out with steam and they'll still be twisted, so when they dry they're extra strong. Or you can resin infuse them. I don't have the means to, but some people out there do. Chainsaw. Got it. My legs are getting old. I can't do the same stuff I used to be able to do. I wish I had joined something like the UFC. Not because I'm a good fighter or anything like that, but it would have made the years I did jiu-jitsu and boxing and stuff like that mean something. Now I'm 31 and my knees are shot to all hell from the years of standing up and kicking and getting kicked and rolling around. And I think one of the ones that did me in was I got into a leg lock one time that stretched my left knee, or the tendon in behind my left knee, and it's not that I can still feel it. I don't want to make it sound hyperbolic like that, but I think it weakened it, because now every now and again I sort of like a one leg squat. I'll do that to get up. Right leg, no problem, no aches, no pains. Left leg feels like it's gonna snap on me. So I didn't take care of my body very well, to be fair. It's my fault. I need to find a place to stop so I can smoke. Have a little 420 session in the woods. It is really beautiful here, though. Was that one? Hold on, I think I just passed one of those purple flowers, and while no one's here, damn it, I swore I just saw one. While no one's here, I would like to capture a purple flower that is native to Georgia. But, oh, here it is. So they're almost dead, but these are native to Georgia, and they litter that field we were in earlier. It's super beautiful. It's like purple and yellow and green. Gorgeous colorings. But it is what it is. We're almost back to where I originally got on the railroad tracks. You know what? There's a creek down here. I don't really want to walk to, but I haven't been there in a while. I might. We used to go fishing down here when I was younger. Let me think. What would be the best way to get down to that creek? I mean, logistically, the best way would be to get in the car, drive to the actual park, and then park and get out and cross the street and walk through the woods. That sounds fucking boring. It's not like anyone's here. If I cut off the stream, no one would fucking know. Might as well do that then. Yeah, I'll just walk back to the car. Probably been here. What time is it? 2 hours or so? Maybe a little less. But I would say at least 2 hours. I mean, it took me 30 minutes to walk back here from the other side of the railroad tracks that I crossed. So it took me 30 minutes to do that. And it wasn't much harder than what I had to do. It probably took me 30 minutes to be there, to get there. So I probably hung out 20 minutes at the other side of the railroad tracks. So I've probably been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. It's not like I would know. Facebook keeps going, or YouTube keeps going in and out of there live. But it's all good. Really sucks I can't listen to music. YouTube banned me from live streaming for like a week for listening to music. Yeah, about a week for listening to music. I say listening to music. The message they sent me was ambiguous. I was either banned for listening to copywritten music, banned because Eddie pulled out a Nerf gun on stream, which is also ridiculous, or banned because I had a fire with my son there. But I would argue that none of that matters. Copywritten music just means I shouldn't be able to make money. I make no money anyway. Eddie pulling, a true acolyte, pulling out a Nerf gun to show me on stream isn't going to kill me or anyone else. I only think you could beat someone to death with a Nerf gun if you wanted to. And then me having a fire with my son while I'm there should be least of YouTube's concerns, especially when they've got like YouTubers live streaming in like Turkey and the Arab Emirates that have, guns all around them. I don't even know how you get around that. I had to verify everything. My age, my email, my YouTube account, everything had to be verified for me to be able to stream to 16 and up with what I wanted. And knives aren't even something that's banned on YouTube. Oh well. Sometimes YouTube makes weird decisions. I'm not exactly a YouTuber. I don't know what the fuck's going on it. I just have a channel and I post videos of stuff I find amusing and entertaining. Should have stopped and smoked. It's okay. Let me get past this crappy hill. It's weird, you'll have like a flat spot for like 20 feet. And this really shitty fucking hill. What's making it crappy is all the leaves. Slippery. Rained here. I don't know if it rained here. I don't want to say something I don't know. May not have rained here recently. It does actually look like it has. Looking at the bottom of the creek bed. I don't think it's rained here anytime recently. I think this is just morning dew settling into the leaves and on the leaves and everything that's cold around it. It's making the leaves wet and slippery. But yeah, this is the creek bed right here. It's damn near bone dry. So I guess it hasn't rained here recently. Cool. I'm gonna take this opportunity to take a break and smoke. It's fucking hot. I guess it's not hot. It's not hot. That's just me being pedantic. I hate being pedantic. I shouldn't have said that. It's very humid in the woods right now. And, well, I wouldn't mind this in the evening. In the morning when the sun's coming up more and more. It's just wicking it off of me. My shirt is soaked. And for some reason I smell like dog. So someone's gonna get on here and say it's because I'm wet and I'm white and I smell like wet dog, to which I would say no. Well, yes, possibly. I do know a couple white people that smell like dog when they're wet, but mine is because my dogs won't leave me the fuck alone. Walking out of the house, I had to take them out for the 5th time before I even left this morning. I'm being hyperbolic, probably the 3rd time, but they're just rubbing up on me, and I'm like, this is a clean shirt. It smells like laundry still, and they just don't care. They're sweet girls, though. That one was for y'all. You know, these woods used to be a lot, I don't want to say nicer. I think it was me. I think this goes to that Dogma debate, the movie Dogma, where when you're a kid, you have a small cup that's full of water because everything's new and amazing. And as you get older, that cup gets bigger and contains the same amount of water, and you have to put more effort in to fill it up. And I think that's what this is these woods seemed bigger to me when I was a kid. And now I'm 31. Used to take me probably an hour to run to, and I had to take a break and cool off and all that. Now I just walk it. And yeah, sure, I'm a little winded, I'm sweaty, but it's not like when I was a kid. To be fair, I didn't pick the best routes when I was a kid. You don't stay on the path until you've gotten off it a couple of times. And when I was a kid, staying off the path was where the fun was. Now that I'm 31, I'm just looking at the way I used to take, and it hurts me. So I guess in one way I was really fast at the time, and in another way I was pretty slow mentally. Sorry about that. We all do it. Well, most men do it. I don't know about women. Never seen my wife do it, so I guess I shouldn't say that, or else she might start doing it. But I'm sorry I haven't been making content lately, y'all. It's not like I have a lot of people to make it for yet, but it's not really the point. You're supposed to make it irregardless. I got a full-time job. I'm a full-time dad. I don't even have time to do stuff like this on my off day most of the days. Like, even while we were walking, my wife texted me and told me I have a task, and that her boss wants something welded up and some sort of something welded together. There goes the train again. But her boss wants something put together, fabricated, all that. And while right now I'm just a mechanic, I'm by trade am a fabricator. So I'll have to see what it is they want, look at some stuff like that's similar, price it out, time it out, bill it up, and then get it started and finished. I shouldn't be like that. I love my wife. I'm super happy she's got a boss that she likes and that likes her and everything, but I find that a lot of the time when people want something specially made, especially when they work with your significant other, they think they're going to get it cheaper than what it would cost. And that's usually not how it works when you have someone who doesn't normally make it, specially design it for you. They bill it out according to hours, material, the simple stuff. When you have a company that's what they make, they got that all predetermined. They've got the exact amount of metal that they need, exactly what they need to order. Everything's all priced down and priced out. It's not like that when you're an independent fabricator and welder. You got to price it out above what you think it might be, especially when it comes to things like tubing. Tubing fluctuates in price a lot. Not with one of the steel manufacturers I have near me. They seem to be able to keep it fairly consistent. But aluminum, goddamn, aluminum is all over the place some months. I paid way too much for aluminum one month to the next, where I got twice as much for the same price. maybe a little bit more, but you get what I mean. Aluminum prices fluctuate like crazy. Stainless steel prices can fluctuate a lot too, depending on what grade of stainless you're getting. It can get real gross in the math. Anyways, it's weird. I don't like the dead air, but also I'm one of those people that when they're on a phone call or a conference call or in a conversation, they get excited about something, they talk about it, they notice when they start talking about it too much, or when the other person's not as excited as they are, or when they're overtaking a conversation, and they'll say, I'm sorry, or sorry, I don't mean to overtake it, or I don't mean to talk so much, or whatever it is. So it's a bit weird to be on YouTube, and you don't want dead air. You also don't want to sound like a mouth breather that just utters shit into existence because it came to mind, Still trying to find that middle ground of where I'm talking too much versus where I'm not talking enough. I never try to talk out my ass. Try to talk from experience or shut up. But sometimes, you can make you can infer some information off of what you know. You should always strive to know more about more, Never just get stuck in being a plumber or a welder or whatever. You should strive to know more about more. Try to teach that to this generation coming up, that while we are going towards a very computerized society where jobs are going to be taken over by AI and whatnot, we're also getting to a point where there's certain things that aren't going to be able to be taken over by AI. Not completely, at least. Welding, building houses. Like, I understand that we have that concrete thing that 3D prints a house, but have you seen them? Do you want one? I wouldn't want one. Maybe have one just to be like I owned it. That'd be funny. But no, I wouldn't want one. So the way I see it, and I've heard this said by a couple of people that don't really see eye to eye with on everything, but college is becoming more and more useless. I mean, there's certain careers that aren't completely useless, and to those I would say we should go into them more. More people should have access to it, but at the end of the day, we make it difficult on people to have access to stuff like that. So, but I'm gonna sign off and probably get back on in a few minutes when I get to the lake. I'll see you all in a few.